on the. I mean, you can see from the. Oh, mind you, it's 40 seconds. You don't want to have to calculate when the next thing is not. It's not so easy with 40-second intervals. So yeah, listen for the bell, and if you miss it, I'll put my hand up. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Enjoy. Sorry, what's the order? Me, then.
Then me, and then Jochen.
What is Game B? There really is no satisfactory answer to that question. And by satisfactory, Game A satisfactory, right? Because Game A requires clearly laid out, well specified, semantically clear instructions to be given. Game A will not require that. An interesting paradox with Game B is that it's not actually this brand new thing. Game B is going on right now all the time in the whole of the universe, right? It's just us as humans stuck in Game A.
Game B then is the better game. It's something better than Game A, which we're definitely not happy with the way the planet's going. We're definitely out of sorts. So we're finding new ways. There's an architect who built this huge building, and instead of doing any paths, he just had grass everywhere and let people walk where they needed to walk, and then where they made the marks, that's where the paths went. Perhaps that's something like what Game B is going to be, completely reflective of the natural way things should go.
Yeah. Game A as being like the game of someone else, playing someone else's game, walking on someone else's path, not liking to play someone else's game, walking on someone else's path. But then if I only play my own game and no one plays with me, or other people play my game and they don't like that, that's also Game A. So Game B is wanting to play, is really being playful, and yeah, just sharing paths.
Yeah, playfulness is key. That's a very good point. And Game B is not a game, right? Game B rather is a playground in which people can design and play their own game. And so the playground is an infinite game, but the games played within the playground are very often, in fact, if not always, finite games. And so Game B is the milieu in which healthy game construction can take place, taking into account the broadest spectrum of concerns and considerations, allowing for the highest degree of complexity. This is something of the flavor of what Game B might be like.
Game B then is sensitive and intelligent. It's thoughtful. It considers all parts. It's not like Game A, where there are narrow views, where opinions are made and dug in hard. So there's a looseness and an openness and a fluidity about the way Game B is played. And playing, of course, is something we do with others to truly play in a win-win situation, like a dance.
Yeah, I like that very much. A playground, an intelligent playground, an intelligent dance field where people move around and they really choose to play. There's so much awareness of that it is a game, and that there is playful, and that it's really voluntary, and it's engagement, and it's like driven by the people, not like by rules and laws and external forces. It's really this kind of wanting to come together, the lust, the joy of like reaching out my hands and grasping on and play.
That's really nice. That's really nice. The joyfulness of that, you know, the ability to actually design your own game, not be forced to play games that other people want to play, unless you want to play them. They seem like good games. You want to get involved, then jump in and get involved. If you want to design your own game, go ahead and design it. If other people want to play it, other people want to play it. If no one wants to play it, maybe it's a shit game. You need to design a better one, you know. And so, you know, but there's no people up there telling you what is and is not a good game, what is right and is right, what is right and not right to include in the rules of your game. You know, that is decided in the playground by the other players.
So Game B is not one game. Game B is a multitude of games going on and all over the place, different games here, there, and everywhere, but ones that respect the playground, respect other players in the playground. There are questions, though, questions of this. How do we bring our fellow humans to this playground? How do we draw them in? How do we convince them? Maybe convince is not the right word. How are they invited and gathered to play Game B? How are we going to stop the Game A playing? How are we going to transition? That's the question. We know it's good.
So why am I still playing Game A? Well, I'm playing Game A because I'm afraid. I'm afraid to take responsibility for the game, because as long as someone else sets the rules, I just have to play by them and I'm good. But being responsible for the rules, having to figure them out, and having to like stand up for them, having to really tell people, no, that's a better rule. No, that's a good game. Wow, that's kind of some responsibility right there. And I'd rather, is it not nice to lean back and just like pretend, oh, that's a good game over there, and I just play it?
Yes, it is. It's much easier. The level of personal responsibility required for Game B is very high. The discernment, the mass discernment in each, but at the individual level, right? The high percentage of individuals who have the discernment to know what is a good game and what is a bad game, when a rule of a game is ruining the game, when to tweak a rule, when to change a rule, when to eliminate a rule, when to add a new rule. These are all crucial parts of Game B. So Game B is the game that knows how to do that knows how to write and maintain and alter the rules of the game.
So Game B has a foundation of radical self-responsibility and a sense of responsibility to those around us as well. So we have to bear, that's a heavy burden, and it's frightening too. It's like letting go of all the structures, our money systems, our work systems. We have to be prepared to let go of that and set ourselves adrift, I suppose, into the fast stream. We have to let go of the bank of the fast flowing river. We have to flow with that river, and maybe it's not that safe.
And what am I most afraid of? Well, I mean, obviously I'm afraid of like playing the wrong game and like dying when I play the wrong game. But I think practically day to day, I'm much more afraid of making a mistake. Doing something stupid, doing something and then suddenly no one likes me anymore. Or like, just like, yeah, if I screw this up, what then? And I've had so many moments in my life when I felt like that was a mistake and people reinforced that feeling. No, I don't want to make a mistake. That's the feeling. And I hate that feeling.
Again, an excellent point. The freedom to fuck up is key to Game B, right? I mean, so long as you're playing in good faith and you fucked up because, you know, you were stupid and not because you acted with malice, right? But you know, because you acted with stupidity or rashness or whatever it might be, or a lack of foresight, you know, these things are forgivable and these things are learning experiences. And so Game B must make room for that, right? I mean, Game B is the self-authoring, infinite meta game from which all the other games that we need to play spring, right? And if it
we can't afford to be stupid in Game B. We can't afford to be lazy. We can't afford to shirk our responsibilities. We can't afford to go back on our old stereotypical behaviors. We have to be brave. We have to be brave. But the rewards are worth it. The rewards of actually authoring one's own game, one owns life, and the joy of creating things with others.
Yeah, we can't afford not to try, for sure. But no one can guarantee that our attempts will succeed. So I think we need probably radical belief in good faith of ourselves and of every other player that we meet, even the players who play so clumsily and so screwed up. My goodness, is that guy over there, is that a screw up? But like, still, let's play. Let's learn, let's play.
That's it. It's got to include everyone, right? Even the fuck ups, even the idiots, even the morons. You know what I mean? It's got to find room for all of these people somehow or other.
Come on, guys. We all do stupid shit.
Absolutely.
We all do stupid stuff.
Just yesterday, right? Got my, I misread a conversation and turned up a day late for a thing. So yeah, I mean, we all do it.
Yeah.
Am I like so? I did record. I don't know whether you also recorded.
Well done, sir. No, because I forgot. So well done.
Okay. But I don't know exactly what exactly happens when I now click stop recording in Zoom. Does it like ask me to save it somehow?
You don't need to bother with it, Jochen, because I'll stick it on the YouTube thing. What happens?
Oh, you've got it, Jen. Okay.
Yeah, I've got it.
Okay.